All right, jumping right into this deep dive, you guys shared an article on OpenAI's Operator, and wow, this thing sounds like a game changer.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It really is. It writes code, schedules your appointments, can even handle complex logistics, all autonomously.
That's fine.
So to break it all down, we've got an AI expert here with us today.
Happy to be here.
I gotta ask, what does it actually mean for an AI to act autonomously? That's the part that kind of blew my mind.
So to understand Operator, we got to look at where it sits in OpenAI's framework for AGI, artificial general intelligence, that is.
Okay, you're talking about the 5 levels of AGI mentioned in the article.
Exactly.
That's what really got my brain going. Like, what even are the differences between those levels? And why is level 3 such a big deal?
Great questions. Think about it this way, level 1. Level 1 is your chatbots, your text generators. Cool stuff, but they're just reacting to your prompts.
Yeah.
Level 2, that's where the reasoning kicks in. So imagine an AI that can not only write, let's say, a whole marketing campaign, but also analyze data to tell you which platforms are going to be the most effective.
Oh.
That's level 2. Now, Operator sits at level 3, and this is where things get really interesting.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Okay, I like that. Level
Yeah.
3, hit me with it. What can a level 3 AI do that the others can't?
Level 3 is all about autonomous action. So instead of just spitting out information or recommendations, a level 3 can actually carry out tasks. It can interact with the world around it,
Interesting.
and even learns from what it does to get better at its processes. The article called this the adapt or die paradigm for businesses.
Adapt or die. Whoa, that's intense. Are you saying businesses that don't get on board with this whole AI thing are gonna, like, go extinct?
It might not be quite that dramatic,
Okay, good.
but the article definitely makes a point about the competitive advantage that AI offers. Companies that can use these tools, think automation, data analysis, personalized customer experiences, they're going to have a serious leg up.
Okay, so it's not just Operator by itself. It's about this whole wave of AI getting more and more, I guess, independent and what that means for anyone running a business.
Exactly.
Right.
The article brought up this example of a company called First Movers.
Okay.
They're using AI to make personalized proposals in minutes, optimize entire marketing campaigns, even automate whole workflows.
Yeah.
It really shows you what's possible when you fully embrace this tech.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Sounds like First Movers is living in the future while the rest of us are still trying to figure out our email inboxes.
They're definitely ahead of the game, but the exciting part is that these tools are becoming more and more available to everyone.
So even if we're not all First Movers just yet, there are ways to start getting ready for this whole AI-driven world.
Oh.
What would you recommend? Especially for someone like me who, I love the creative side, but I'm not exactly a tech wizard.
That's a great question, and actually something we can dive into a little deeper later on in this deep dive.
Perfect. I'm all ears. But before we get ahead of ourselves, I'm still stuck on those AI levels. We've covered 1, 2, 3, but what about 4 and 5? What does the future hold?
That's where it gets even more interesting. The article didn't really go into detail about levels 4 and 5,
Really?
which, makes it even more intriguing to think about.
Yeah.
But based on OpenAI's work in the past, we know each level means a pretty significant leap in capability.
Okay, so levels 4 and 5, kind of like a mystery box. We know there's something awesome in there, but we don't know exactly what it is yet.
You got it. And that's part of what makes this field so exciting, right? It's constantly moving, always something new to learn, and the possibilities feel truly limitless.
I'm definitely starting to feel pumped about the potential here. But before we jump into robot butlers and self-driving spaceships, got to bring it back down to earth for a second.
Sure.
What are some of the real-world challenges that come with this level of AI? It can't all be sunshine and roses, right?
You're absolutely right. With great power comes great responsibility, right?
Right.
And with AI, there are some big things we need to consider. One of the major ones is the impact on the workforce.
That's true. If AI can automate so many tasks, what happens to jobs? Are we all going to be replaced by robots?
That's the million-dollar question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
And the answer isn't so simple. It's not necessarily robots replacing humans. It's more about how we adapt to a world where AI plays a bigger and bigger role. Some jobs, yeah, they'll probably become automated. But I think new opportunities are going to pop up too.
Yeah.
Key is to, focus on building skills that actually work with AI, not against it.
So we need to learn to work with it, not against it. What kind of skills are we talking about here?
Exactly. Think critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, emotional intelligence. Those human skills that AI can't, at least not yet, replicate.
Good point. It's not about becoming some coding genius. It's about those human skills that'll be even more valuable in this AI world.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual skills either. It's about how companies adapt their structures, their processes to really integrate AI properly.
You mentioned earlier that level 3 AI, it represents this whole adapt or die idea. Can you unpack that a little more? Like, what are the hurdles businesses are facing when it comes to actually using AI?
I think one of the biggest hurdles is just fear of the unknown. A lot of companies hesitate to jump in because they don't fully get it or they're worried about the risks.
Makes sense. It's like anything new, there's a learning curve, and you got to take a bit of a leap of faith.
Exactly. And then there's the challenge of finding the right people for the job. You need folks who understand the tech, but also know how to apply it to match it with your business goals.
So it's not just hiring a bunch of data scientists and calling it a day.
Not at all. It's about building a team that can work together. Identify those AI opportunities, implement solutions, and then track how it all works.
It sounds like a pretty big shift in thinking for a lot of
It
companies.
is. But the companies who make that shift, those are the ones who will thrive in this new world.
Okay, we've talked about the challenges, but let's flip it and focus on the positive. What are some of the most exciting possibilities you see with this level of AI? What gets you pumped about the future?
What really gets me going is the potential for AI to solve some of the world's biggest problems. Climate change, healthcare, education. AI could be huge in finding solutions.
Now that you mention it, the article does talk about AI's ability to analyze tons of data and see patterns that humans might miss. That could be incredible in fields like medical research or environmental science.
Absolutely. AI can help us understand complicated information and make smarter decisions. And it can take over tasks that eat up time and resources, freeing up humans to focus on the bigger picture, the strategy.
It sounds like AI has the potential to make us more efficient, more innovative, and better at tackling these huge global problems.
That's the dream.
Hmm.
There are definitely risks, challenges, but I think the potential benefits are way bigger.
I'm with you on that. Let's circle back to Operator for a minute. The article is all about its uses for businesses, but I'm curious how it could impact our daily lives.
Good question. I think one of the most obvious impacts will be on how productive and efficient we are. Imagine an AI that handles your schedule, books travel, manages emails, even orders groceries.
Okay, now you're talking. I could definitely get on board with an AI taking over all those little things that eat up my time.
Right. It frees up our brains to focus on the important stuff.
So it's not just about getting more done, it's about having more time and energy for the things we love. That sounds pretty ideal.
Exactly. And beyond just personal productivity, AI could totally change how we learn, how we access information. Imagine learning experiences that are tailored to you, to how you learn best.
That's an amazing idea. It could make education way more accessible to people around the world.
Exactly. AI could break down barriers and make things more equal for everyone.
So we've got AI helping us be more productive, more informed, and more connected. What's not to love? But gotta ask, is there a downside to all this?
Well, there are always potential downsides with any tech, right? One concern is bias.
Bias. How can AI be biased? I thought it was all based on data and logic.
AI systems learn from data, and that data can reflect existing biases in our society.
Okay, I see what you mean. So if the data is biased, the AI could keep those biases going.
Exactly. That's why it's super important to be aware of this and figure out ways to fix it.
Makes sense. It's like anything else. Got to use it responsibly.
Right. And we need to think about the ethics too, especially as AI becomes more independent.
What kind of ethical stuff are we talking?
Things like data privacy, security, accountability. Who's responsible when AI messes up? What are the rules for how AI makes decisions? Big questions we need to figure out.
Okay, now it's sounding more like a sci-fi movie. Killer robots, that kind of thing.
I don't think we're at the killer robot stage just yet. But these conversations are important, so AI helps humanity, not hurts it.
Definitely agree. So we've talked about the challenges, the potential risks, but let's shift gears. The article paints a pretty exciting picture of increased efficiency and productivity thanks to AI. What are some of the most exciting possibilities you see there?
What really excites me is how AI can free us from those boring everyday tasks. That gives us more time and energy to focus on the things that matter. Imagine a world where AI handles all the admin stuff, data analysis, scheduling, travel arrangements.
That sounds amazing, like having a super-powered personal assistant taking care of all the things we hate doing.
Exactly. It frees up our mental space to be more creative, to connect with others, to chase our dreams. It's about working smarter, not harder.
So it's not about robots taking over, it's about robots helping us live better, more fulfilling lives. I like that.
That's the vision. And it's definitely something to aim for.
It is. But how do we get there? What can people actually do to get ready for this AI-powered future? It's easy to feel kind of overwhelmed by all this talk of tech and change happening so fast.
I think the biggest thing is focusing on being adaptable and, never stop learning.
Okay.
Because the skills that everyone needs today, they might be outdated tomorrow.
So you're saying we got to keep evolving, learning new things, being open to new ways of doing things.
Exactly. And it's not just about the techie skills. It's critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, that emotional intelligence.
Right.
These are the human things that will become even more important as AI becomes more common.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not about like battling AI, it's about working with it, right?
Yeah.
Using its strengths while we level up our own unique human abilities.
That's the goal. Collaboration over competition.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's give our listeners some solid advice. If someone's listening and thinking, okay, I get it, AI's changing everything, but what can I do? What would you tell them?
First, don't freak out. Embrace the change. See it as an opportunity, not a threat.
I like that. Opportunity, not a threat. What else?
Second, start exploring. There's so much out there. Free courses, articles, videos. Just dive into the world of AI a little, even if you're just learning the basics.
Knowledge is power.
Exactly. And third, don't be scared to try things out. Play around with the AI tools that are already out there. You might surprise yourself with what you can do, even if you're not a tech expert.
Great advice. And I think the big takeaway here is that we're all in this together, right? We're all figuring out this whole AI future as we go. But by staying informed, staying curious, staying adaptable, we can not only survive, but really thrive in this new world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into AI and OpenAI's Operator. It's been a wild ride, folks. We talked about the levels of AI, what it means for businesses and everyday people. But as we've learned, this is just the beginning. AI is always changing, always evolving, and the possibilities are truly endless. So I'm curious, what's next for you? What steps will you take to get ready for this AI-driven future? Remember, stay curious, stay adaptable, and never stop learning. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.